Morgan Lekstrom, President and CEO of Silver HAMR. Yeah, following Galen's obviously going to be a little tough, but top-notch story there. And I hope to tell you a positive story about a company that we started about 8 months ago. But first, I want to talk about iPhones. Everyone's got an iPhone, cell phone of some sort. You like electric cars. You like these great ideas that happen in the United States. iPhones built in the United States. Amazing discoveries in the United States. Silver in the United States. I'm going to make some forward-looking statements. As Galen said, I'm also the CEO of the company, and I'm a major shareholder in the company, so I am going to be making a lot of forward-looking statements here. What I wanted to talk about, when we think about Silver HAMR and you think about iPhones, you think about all these discoveries happening in the United States, Nevada, Idaho, California, these great things that define North America. I think we're a part of that. I think we're an integral part of that, and I'm about to show you why. I think Silver HAMR is one of the next companies, and I think, in my humble opinion, that it's a significant opportunity to see exponential growth in share appreciation, asset growth, as well as our team. My background, we'll talk about it in a little bit, is a mine builder, but let me introduce you to Silver HAMR. We are focusing on past producing silver mines. So what we're going for is the idea that you will find a mine near an old head frame. You know, the old adage, the best place to look for a mine is next to an old head frame. We picked up the Silver Strand mine in June. We really only started the company get going in late June last year, so very new to the boots on the ground. And it's in Idaho, Coeur d'Alene district, past producing, produced silver and gold out of it, very high grade, anywhere up to about 8-9 grams a ton gold. They produced and drilled up to 800, 900 grams a ton silver. We picked the property up. We'll talk about that, obviously, in the next 18 slides, whatever I have. And then we picked up the Eliza and Silverton properties. Those are in Nevada. Very, very similar story to Andrew's there and Suma Silver's story. Past producing, a little older. Haven't gone back since the 1860s. So Eliza lies in the Hamilton district. That's one of the largest silver rushes in the United States at the time, 1860, 1870. If everyone remembers Treasure Hill, that was 40 million ounces produced in about 4 years. Then that was hand-to-mouth mining, and no one has gone back since. So very exciting area, very high grade potential. We picked up the southern part of the district, and we've been consolidating since. Again, we picked up in late September, so we have a lot of work to do in a short amount of time, and as you'll see on my slides here, that's what we're very good at, doing a lot of work in a short amount of time. Silverton is about 120 kilometers from Tonopah. Another past-producing mine, high grade as well. They produce about 900 grams a ton silver, not silver equivalent, silver out of it. And again, walked away in 1930. There's so many areas in Nevada. You can see what's happening in Tonopah. You can see the other areas that are untouched. People have walked away from them. They went to Mexico. They went to Peru. They went to all these other areas. And now everyone's coming back to that, that I call it the American dream, right? Come back to an area that you can produce locally. I'll talk about that. First, I'll touch on our capital structure. We're a tightly held company, about 38 million shares out right now, 2.5 million options. Drone on about the warrants, 7.2 million warrants. We've actually had a number of our warrants come in, which is positive. We're sitting about a market cap of $25 million today. So for us, significant growth opportunity in 2 very exciting jurisdictions, 2 of them being the best mining jurisdictions in the world, in my opinion. So I'll tell you quickly about Silver Strand. Silver Strand is what we call our flagship mine. It's a lot further advanced than the other 2 properties. Silver Strand, we picked it up in June. My background is building mines, so I go in there and we go into the existing underground and we go, well, why are we going to drill from surface when we have this beautiful underground? So we hired a contractor, we went in, rehabilitated the underground, successfully drilled it out in June. The idea was to prove out that there's mineralization below the past producing area. They only past produced up. So they went in from surface, underground, up, never down. We hit mineralization, strong mineralization, 17 meters below surface. So 8.8 grams a ton gold, 392 grams a ton silver. We had mineralization over 15.5 meters significant gold mineralization as well as strong silver numbers. Typical for the district, Rivette Formation, it gets much richer as you go down. I'll remind you, we're at 17 meters below surface. They've only mined up. So significant opportunity at Silver Strand. We consolidated the district. They've never done that before. They had about a 200 meter by 200 meter area they used. We consolidated 5.5 kilometers, started exploring it this summer. We will be drilling surface and underground this year, expanding down and expanding along surface to show the large-scale potential of Silver Strand. Right next, you know, it's about 40 minutes out of Coeur d'Alene. You hear about, obviously, the housing prices in Coeur d'Alene going nuts. Hopefully when we get going there, it won't be like that. We finished our phase 1 exploration in November. So from basically getting the project in late June to first 6 holes into it underground in November. Obviously there's snow, takes a little bit of time to get everything going with the drilling contractor. We were very fortunate. And every one of our holes encountered mineralization, and we, you know, like I said, about 15.5 meters, but very strong area of about 3 meters of mineralization, about 1,200 grams silver equivalent, 1,200 grams silver equivalent. That's gold and silver, that's it. Strong gold overprint on the system. It's orogenic in nature. I'm not a geologist, so I won't pretend to explain what that means. And that's our Idaho project. So now we transition down to Nevada. That's, you know, the high potential. And I really like the Eliza project because we talk about the potential in the United States about silver. I mean, we're a silver mining company, but this one's unique. It's unique in the fact that almost every one of our samples not only had silver, high-grade copper. You know, one sample, 1,540 grams a ton silver, 6.88% copper, 10% lead, 12% zinc. So we started doing some district sampling around the area. We expanded our claims. You can see in the map there that kind of gray section. We expanded down. We're going to be doing a significant amount of work there. We only picked this up in late September. We think there's a high potential for a large silver system, but also sitting on a copper porphyry, as Ron Burke said to me, who's on our board, and much better geologist than I could ever be. Sorry, back one. Interesting thing about the Eliza project for us is that not only was it past producing, but it was past producing extremely high grade. It was up to around 18,500 tons silver equivalent, 1,000 grams a ton silver equivalent. When you think about that, what it takes to build a mine nowadays, you look at most resources, their cutoffs 150 grams, 120 grams a ton silver. So those are extremely large numbers. To pull 40 million ounces of silver out of a district in 4 years, hand to mouth, the grades had to be there. They didn't have modern technology. They didn't have jumbos. They didn't have all these fun things we're used to in mine building. So we're extremely fortunate to have picked that up. We're going to be exploring it this year and very much drilling it. We're going through the permitting process. It is in the U.S. Forest Service. And one of the things we have as a company, we've worked with the U.S. Forest Service in Idaho, and we're able to fast-track permitting from a 2-year process to a 2-week process by using an environmentally friendly drilling method and having strong collaboration with the U.S. Forest Service. I've only got 1:30 left, so I'll keep droning on about this. Silverton, about 1:20 from Tonopah, past producing. You can see we had a small block there that's in the blue. The small block represented what was the past producing mine. We started doing exploration on it. We saw, well, hold on, there's silver here. What's on the other side of the property? We started pulling samples. We noticed there's gold, you know, up to 6.6 grams a ton gold right on surface. So we don't have a lot of, you know, we're working on the data. We just finishing the permitting process to start drilling on it right now. My geologist actually should be heading back today, back to his home. He just finished a huge program on it. So we're not only excited to be in Idaho, to have these assets in Nevada, but being able to be a part of what I call the American or the story of hopefully producing strong quality assets in the United States. Catalysts and milestones, obviously we talked about drilling at Silver Strand, Eliza, and Silverton. So not only do we have the shot with one of our mines, which we've proven we have mineralization on surface in the underground, we now have a shot with 2 other mines to show strong high-grade results from strong high-grade past producing areas. And that's really, I want to touch on the team a little bit, but overall, I'm going to explain a bit about myself in the next 10 seconds. I'm a mine builder. I've worked for Rio Tinto in Mongolia, Freeport in Indonesia. I spend a lot of time with Golden Star in West Africa. So if you get the hint, I want to build a leading silver mining company, and apparently with some copper in it as well. So I encourage you to go to our website, check out our slide deck. We can talk about the management team a little more there, but thank you very much for having me today, and thanks, Peter.